The iPhone 11 is something I describe as Apple's budget flagship. When it came out and I posted the price, people were kind of stunned that the iPhone 11 is cheaper than both the iPhone 10 and the XS, but it actually is not a successor to those. It's a successor to the iPhone 10R, which was last year's colorful budget iPhone, rather than a successor to the iPhone XS. Saying budget and iPhone in the same sentence is kind of weird. Anyway, in this video, we'll go through what the iPhone 11 has to offer. I've been able to use it for quite a while now, and of course, I'll share my thoughts. I'll share some of the pros and cons of using this device. I'll also leave timestamps in the description of this video if you want to skip ahead to any section or to know anything I talk about. Without further ado, let's get to the video. For a super quick unboxing, taking the wrap off, you'll notice the box of the iPhone 11 has the back of the device imprinted on it, unlike the last 3 releases. Of course, this is to highlight their new design. The camera changes, just like every new iPhone ever. We get the device itself, but only with the plastic in front, and the back has this royal fingerprint magnet bed on it. We get the documentation, the stickers underneath it, as always, and we get the AirPods with the lightning connector. We get the lightning cable, a regular charger, which we'll sort of dive into. For starters, the iPhone 11 supports fast charging, but for some reason, Apple doesn't include a fast charger in the box. And about the charging speed, during my test, this phone went from 0 to 17% in 30 minutes, which is slower than a Techno charger. My Techno Camon 12 Pro goes from 0 to 28% in the same 30 minutes. And it takes the iPhone 11 1 hour to get there. So when I even posted the Techno speed test on my Twitter, people were saying it was slow, and I wonder what they would say when they see the iPhone 11 charging speed. But make no mistake, the iPhone 11 is capable of fast charging. The iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max come with a fast charger in the box that gets you from 0 to 50% in 30 minutes. It took over 5 minutes to set up the iPhone 11 because it's an iPhone. All my Android devices were like 2 minutes max, and this one, it takes an extra 2 minutes and 30 seconds just to set up because you have to put in your iCloud and sign your life away. Anyway, once it's booted, it goes right into iOS 13, but I've updated it to iOS 13.2 already with bug fixes and some implementation of some features. Let me know if you want to see a video on iOS 13 in the comment section down below. As far as the build quality on this device, the back is really glossy and is a fingerprint magnet, and the camera cutout is this rounded square matte finish with now dual cameras, and the iPhone logo is a little bit lower. The iPhone XS had dual cameras as well, but this implementation might not look nice in pictures, but it looks okay when you hold it actually. Unlike the previous iPhones which have stainless steel frames, this is an aluminum 7000 series frame here on the side, just like the iPhone XR, and it looks really nice. I personally put a case on this device if I'm going to be using it as my daily driver, and so should anyone who is getting this device. The glass on the front and the back are not really worth risking, as this device, while it's still affordable, is quite expensive to buy, especially in Nigeria, maybe for now, but it's quite pricey. You can get a single or dual SIM version. This one is a dual SIM version here. It's also IP68 water resistant, just like the iPhone XS Max, and better than the IP67 on the iPhone XR by just 1 meter. Now, the display quality of the iPhone 11 is something to look into. Apple calls it liquid retina display. Nothing changed from the iPhone XR. It's still the same 6.21-inch display. It's 828 by 1792 weird aspect ratio, and it's of course an LCD display, so you don't get the deep blacks like the OLED of the higher end 11 Pro or even the XS Max for that matter. The dark mode of course is there because of iOS 13, but it doesn't aid anything in terms of battery life. Video quality was great. I enjoyed watching videos on it, and so did I enjoy gaming on it. However, in YouTube, it shows the option to stream 1080p, but on paper, one would ask, how is this possible for a 720p display? So remember, it has this weird aspect ratio, but it's just an upscaled version of that. I didn't like the bezels on this device though. Coming from the XS Max, the bezels looked a little bit weird somehow here. It still retains the edge-to-edge quality, but the bezels were big. That being said, it didn't really affect my overall usage. The overall usage of the iPhone 11, in my opinion, was quite smooth. There's no 3D touch, which I personally miss because I can easily punch in and type on the iPhone XS Max, but I can't do that on this new iPhone or any of the new iPhone 11 Pros for that matter. And this was done to fit a bigger battery in. And speaking of battery, this is where I noticed some improvements. Fun fact, the difference between the milliamp hours in the iPhone XS Max and this iPhone 11 is just 64 milliamp hours. And although I did not measure the exact difference in terms of usage, I used the iPhone 11 for over 3 hours of gaming, and apart from the fact that there was almost no lag existent. Battery moved from 48% to 37% after 30 minutes of Modern Combat 5, and from 37% to 24% on another 30 minutes of Asphalt 9. So basically 1 hour of intense gaming while screen recording will cost you like 24% of battery life. What do you think about this number? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, in terms of charging speed, like I mentioned, battery progression for every 30 minutes was like 17%, 17 to 30% in another 30 minutes. And it took almost 2 hours and 30 minutes to get this phone to 100%, which is pretty much the same charging speed as something like the Camon 12 Pro. However, it's capable of fast charging, and as I said again, it goes from 0 to 50% in 30 minutes, but they don't include a fast charger in the box of the regular iPhone 11, just the 11 Pro and the 11 Pro Max. They even come with a USB-C to Lightning connector, and this one just comes with the regular iPhone cable that we've been used to for all these years. It also wirelessly charges if you want an overnight option, and I definitely say 5 to 6 hours of intense gaming would definitely shut down this device. Yeah, 5 to 6 hours. The iPhone 11 is better than the iPhone XS Max when you consider the processor and the camera, which we'll talk about later. It's a 7nm plus processor compared to the iPhone XS Max's 7nm processor. A13 Bionic chip on the 11 series compared to A12 on the XS series. They have similar GPU qualities and of course very capable devices for heavy duty gaming or just overall usage. The 11 series are devices that come with 4GB of RAM, so they sound small, but of course in benchmarks it says otherwise. It's tailored towards the software and the company building it, so they may not see the need to spend any more than they already have. Phone call quality on this device was pretty fine as well. Pretty much no complaints. As far as unlocking method on the iPhone 11, I'll say in my experience, Face ID on here was much faster and better. I could unlock it at a diagonal angle, unlike my XS, which I have to stare directly upon or move closer to. Although it seems like a small or noticeable improvement, it's there. The speaker is a nice sounding stereo speaker, very immersive, but I also noticed that during gameplay, you might be blocking this lower speaker, which is like a major part of the experience. You'd also want to game with something like headphones if you don't want to have this issue. The iPhone 11 comes with a 12MP camera up front, unlike the 7MP on the iPhone XS Max and the XR as well. While on the back, it's a dual 12MP camera setup, just like the XS Max, but there's one distinction. One of the 12 cameras on the iPhone 11 is an ultra-wide camera, while the other one on the XS Max is a telephoto camera. This is really noticeable, especially in the portrait mode of both cameras. I had to take 3 steps back to take a portrait mode shot on the XS Max, while the iPhone 11 just slayed all the shots at all positions. Picture quality of the iPhone 11 is actually interesting to look at. Shots on both the iPhone XS and the 11 looked very similar. Again, it's just a matter of how close or how far you have to be to the subject to take the shots. Color representation was good, a little saturated on the iPhone 11, but nothing too drastic. And selfies again are wider on the iPhone 11, and they are overall sharp in either normal or portrait mode. They both are very similar in terms of quality. The changes are more about lens kinds and frame rates. Now, speaking of frame rates and quality, the front camera of the iPhone 11 now shoots in 4K 60fps, and although it's not stabilized in that range, but its 1080p has an electronic image stabilization, just like the XS Max. Slow phase were actually nice in my opinion. I made this Fruit Loop and I think it looked nice. Slow phase or slow motion selfies are 1080p in 120 frames per second, and people with plenty hair can now whip their hair back and forth in glorious slow motion. Thank you, Apple. Video quality on the iPhone 11 is still the amazing 4K 60fps we get on the back of the iPhone XS Max, and liquid and grain was rendered quite well, considering that this is a 720p display. I think it looked nice on the phone and even on the computer. The wide angle lens, though it has this weird stretching thing that makes it look distorted, it captures a large portion of the subject and its surroundings. The iPhone 11 alongside the iPhone 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max now have night mode, and I tested these and posted some samples on Twitter, and I got a lot of reactions from you guys. In every shot I took, the iPhone 11 did much better than the iPhone XS Max at night, which doesn't have night mode. And quite of course, both of them take decent shots outside at night, but some may argue that the iPhone 11 seems unrealistic in terms of quality, but I personally think that it looks okay sometimes. But not everyone likes the night sky looking like daytime. But overall, I still did grab some decent shots. Hey, what's up guys? So this is the front-facing camera video quality of the iPhone 11. And from what I can see, it's actually looking very sharp. And It also records in 4K 60 FPS, up to 4K 60 FPS, and it records slow motion of up to 120 FPS. So yeah, that's the upgrade. And you can adjust, you know, the exposure thing at the back that I always talk about in the video, and it still looks very sharp. It still keeps the subject in focus, you know, while putting everything in the right contrast range. Let me know what you guys think about the front-facing camera video quality as well as the sound quality. It's also stabilized and it's also quite wide as well. So this is the front-facing camera video quality of the iPhone 11 and the iPhone XS Max. Let me know what you guys think of both of them. From what I can see, the iPhone 11 is much wider than the iPhone XS Max, and of course you can adjust like the exposure just like I mentioned earlier. And yeah, they both look sharp and they both record in 4K as well. So let me know what you guys think of both their video qualities. I think they are great, but just that the iPhone 11 is much wider on the front facing camera side of things. So that's pretty much it for my review of the iPhone 11, and I share a lot of sentiments of people that think that the iPhone 11 is an obvious choice. First off, it packs a lot of what makes the bigger versions great, with just a few things scaled back, like the display. A few things that don't seem like compromises for what Apple offers for the price. Maybe it could have been more affordable, but still, if you're buying it in Nigeria, you'll definitely feel the effect in your pocket. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching this one. If you have any questions, or if there was anything I missed or you wanted me to talk about that I did not talk about, please let me know in the comment section. I'll be chatting with you guys there. Let's talk. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll be the first to see any new video I drop. Thank you so much for watching this one, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. PS guys, I got this phone from Idris, the Apple guy on Instagram, so make sure you check him out. I'll leave his handle and a link to his page in the description below.